morning, Scotland. Good morning, social media land. I hope you are well. It is Monday, the 31st of March, 2025. Why is it that so many activists spend more time attacking each other rather than fighting for the national cause? Why is it that so many have a sense of nepotism? So if your face or ideas for independence do not fit their way of thinking, that they mock you or call you names such as unionist or snake oil salesman, or say things like, "You're one of them, aren't you?" This one of them name calling is referring to a multitude of things such as the both votes SNP zealots, members of ALPA, or even someone so pro-Scottish that they try to educate their brothers and sisters to rise above political entities. These are all names and use of words and phrases that I've seen on Facebook, Twitter, and in chat rooms, and it makes me wonder, do the casters of such toxic venom that cannot see past their own enshrined fan club beliefs on independence actually see the bigger picture? Why are these people so very much a self-created institution of our movement that perpetuates the feeling of, if you're not with me, then you must be against me? Understand as we go through today's video that I speak from the context of an activist who will use any means necessary to gain our liberty, an activist that believes the bigger picture is far more important than a little insular fiefdom on a digital platform. And yes, I'm accusing those that suck the energy from our cause to prop up their own egos as a danger to the movement as a whole. While Scotland is being stripped, while our resources are taken, our people gaslit, and our place in the world denied, we are throwing digital punches at each other over which political entity is best, over civic strategies towards freedom, and how to tactically advance our cause. Debate is good and fair, but we have to understand that too much debate, especially if it turns toxic and fracturing, is not a good thing. Fractured, distracted, obsessed with internal drama, that is what the movement looks like from the outside right now. And all the while, Westminster sits back and allows us to do their work for them. We suppress our own movement with nonsense and personal rhetoric. So here's a couple of questions for you, not rhetorical ones, not for your timeline, not for your group chat, or your next comment thread. It's for your conscience. Do you want independence, or do you just want your political party to win? Do you want independence, or do you feel the need to be right all the time on social media? Do you want independence at all? Our forefathers fought for freedom with sword, axe and mace. They faced death on the battlefield to preserve Scotland's soul. They didn't die for personal glory. They didn't spill blood to be popular. They fought because submission was not an option. Here we are, fighting over YouTube rants and list vote theories while our country remains in chains. They'd be embarrassed by us, ashamed of us and our petty squabbles. We have reduced a national cause to a petty game of top trumps. One side refuses to vote for the Greens because they're not properly indie. Another refuses to touch ALPA because of its founder. And meanwhile, some folk genuinely think voting twice for the same party under a system designed for proportionality is some sort of moral victory. It isn't. It's a strategy for failure. Too many people in this movement give the impression that they don't actually want independence. They do want to be right, and they do want their party to win. They just want applause, and their ego stroked, and they don't appear to want to come together even with their own opinions to fight with their brothers and sisters for the greater good. This is not how people reclaim a nation. This is how a movement devours itself, and if we don't snap out of it, history will not remember us as the generation that won Scotland back. It will remember us as the ones who threw it away. This isn't a political campaign anymore, it's a national struggle. Politics is just one of the battlefields we have been given. We don't have our own media, we don't have our own referendum powers, we don't have our own voice on the world stage. All we have is Holyrood. So we either use it strategically or we continue sleepwalking into another 5 years of devolutionary pantomime behaviours and slurs from the English-based parties who sit on Scottish seats in a Scottish Parliament. But consider this. Even with one hand tied behind our backs, we've already proven that we can govern Scotland better than Westminster. Free prescriptions, protecting the NHS, the mitigation of the bedroom tax, and soon to be the mitigation of the two-child benefit cap. Baby boxes, rent caps, public transport moves. Even under devolution, Scotland delivers for Scots. So imagine what we could do by working together with our chains unshackled and the normality of an autonomous nation's powers. But some folk can't see past politics. They still think that a better First Minister will fix everything, or that their party needs to hit 50% in the polls before they will act, or that somehow independence is a byproduct of nice speeches and well-behaved politicians. It's not. It's the result of relentless pressure, brute strategy, and a movement that grows up and starts thinking like it's fighting for a nation and not political hegemony. The political system is a tool. We don't need to believe in it. We just need to use it before it is used against us once again. Party tribalism is a virus that consumes the energy of our movement. Some of you are more loyal to your party than your nation. You would rather see Scotland lose than another pro-independence party win seats. You think that your party owns this cause, but it doesn't. This isn't a fandom. It's not a football team. It's not about who you like. It's about who gets us to where we need to be. And if that's not the party you wear on your jacket, well, do you know what? That's just tough. Perhaps your party activists or my party activists need to step back and take a look at themselves in the mirror and decide whether delivering a Holyrood that represents only one part of the independence movement is the right thing to do. We have to get over the idea that independence is delivered by a single banner. The SNP doesn't own independence. Alapa doesn't own independence. The Greens don't own it. The Scottish people do. And that includes the quiet ones, the frustrated ones, and the ones who can't stand party politics altogether. But too many are stuck in a loyalty loop. Only my party can do this. No, that mindset is why we are stuck. It's why our votes pile up in one place and go to waste in another. Movements win when they unify behind the mission, not when they protect egos. If you're still attacking other indie parties because they threaten your favourite's vote share, then you're really not helping the cause. You're guarding your tribe while the country burns. Grow up or step aside. Here is the cold truth. If we don't deliver a pro-Scottish majority in Holyrood in 2026, we're handing another 5 years to Westminster on a silver platter. But we can learn, educate and utilise the political tools that we have at hand. And before I continue, I will briefly state to those that spend their time calling me a snake oil salesman, calling me an uneducated and naive individual because I truly understand how our voting system works. Knowledge gained from educating myself from all places, the actual Holyrood website. And I'll point out that you're wrong and you peddle disinformation, and it is dangerous, and doing so basically does Westminster's work for them. The system we vote under, the additional member system, was designed by Labour to make majority governments nearly impossible. Yes, the SNP did this before. They got a majority. However, it was a perfect storm situation where they did not have the same popularity as they do now. And the seats that they won on the constituencies were far less than what they're getting these days. However, you read debates on Facebook and Twitter about both votes SNP and how if the percentages of the votes were very close and similar, that this would happen again. Well, it won't. Okay, it won't. The system does not work that way. And this word percentages, used because the regional element of our general election is a form of proportional representation, but in truth has nothing to do with percentages. You need to get past that very quickly. Screen capture this QR code or go to the link in the description of this video and just fucking learn about our system, please. Stop diluting your knowledge from posts by some super user on Facebook who sounds convincing and uses screen captured images without context, who don't provide you with actual verified information from a reputable source. Listen, if you believe an image such as this one, then you're a fool. This does not represent the process of the second vote. However, these following images do and come from the Holyrood website. Please pause to read and also find the link for these documents in the description. Listen, in the grand scheme of things, you don't have to love the Greens. You don't have to trust Alapa. You don't have to be best pals with an independent candidate. You just have to be smart enough to understand that this fight is not a fan club meeting, that we're changing the world in essence, not just who sits in Holyrood. And for those that are clutching their pearls about gaming the system and using the second vote strategically, this is playing fair. There are 2 votes, and nowhere does it state that you have to use both votes for the same party in any election at all. So this isn't politics anymore. This is survival. And the longer we wait for the perfect moment, the perfect leader, or to fight for that perfect single party majority, the more likely we are to lose it forever. But let's remind ourselves who we are actually dealing with. Remember this. They buried the Macron report. Westminster economists forecast that Scotland would have been as rich as Switzerland if it kept its oil. But they kept that quiet. Lord Healey later admitted they deliberately hid Scotland's wealth. I think we did underplay the value of Scotland's oil to the country, he said. Internal Whitehall memos show civil servants colluded to make sure Scots never understood what was really ours, and John Jappy, a senior Treasury official, tried to blow the whistle, but he was ignored. They lied, they cheated, they manipulated the numbers, the narrative, and our nation, and yet we are here, still debating whether it's fair to use the voting system in the way that it was designed to do so, still clinging to political etiquette while the British state laughs at us from the shadows. This movement needs to stop pretending that this is some noble duel. It is a rigged fight, and we are losing it because we are too proud to swing back. Let's stop lying to ourselves. We are not fighting for the political dominance of your favourite party. That party won't save you. That leader won't save you. You know what? Politics won't save you. Only a united, disciplined, focused movement will. The movement itself is bigger than you, bigger than me, bigger than the SNP, bigger than Alapa and the Greens, or any other name on a ballot. It is the Scottish people's cause, and it deserves better than the squabbling, selfish, short-sighted nonsense that we've been feeding it. If we don't deliver a pro-Scottish Holyrood in 2026, we don't just lose another election, we lose momentum, we lose trust in each other, and we lose time that we will never get back. You think that tactical voting is beneath you? Wait until you see how the unionists have been doing it for years, openly, shamelessly, and effectively. They play to win, so why shouldn't we? Tomorrow, we will expose exactly how the unionists have discussed coming together to stop a supermajority in Holyrood, and how we can do that so much better. For watching, hope you'll join us tomorrow.
The same, the banner is clear, the future that's ours, but it's fractured with fear, petty games and pride, tearing apart the dream of a nation, the hope in our hearts. Get over yourselves, you're dragging us down, squander like children while the world spins around. The light of our freedom is fading away. Get over yourselves, stop standing in the way. Get over yourselves, stop standing in the way. tribes, it's a desperate show. The fire's still burning, but it flickers too slow. While Westminster grins, holding the chains, we bicker and barter, and nothing remains. Get over yourselves, you're dragging us down, squabbling like children while the world spins around. The light of our freedom is fading away. Get over yourselves, stop standing in the way. Get over yourselves, stop standing in the way. The cause is too great, the time's slipping fast. We're stuck in the present, but the future's our past. If we don't unite, this chance will be gone. A fractured movement can never be strong. Get over yourselves, you're dragging us down, squabbling like children while the world spins around. The light of our freedom is fading away. Get over yourselves, stop standing in the way. Get over yourselves, stop standing in the way. Years from now, when the dust has all cleared and independence finally appears, you'll look back in shame at the time that we lost. The price of your pride wasn't worth the cost. Get over yourselves, it's time to unite. The dream's within reach if we stand up and fight. Get over yourselves, no more delay. Together we rise or together we stay. Get over yourselves, get over yourselves. You're dragging us down, squabbling like children while the world spins around. The light of our freedom is fading away. Get over yourselves, stop standing in the way.